Kong's leaders have voiced support for these plans. Chief Executive Carrie Lam visited Shenzhen on Monday, saying the neighboring cities can serve as dual engines to drive development in China's Greater Bay Area. Aside from the QIANHAI economic zone, China also announced plans to build another cooperation zone on the southern island of Hongqing, that's near Macau. Lam called on industries to seize the opportunities brought about by these new plans. Well, now to discuss this, we're joined by Liu Jixin, a senior researcher at the Chongyang Institute of Financial Studies at Renmin University. Good to have you with us on the show. So help us understand, what does this all mean? That economic zone in Shenzhen is expanding by more than 8 times. Why?
I think this is a very important and a strategic decision that to expand the Shanghai area, because we know that the Shanghai role will be playing as great as possible. So it will be a test platform to open up. As we know that the Shenzhen city is already dominated by a new pilot model for socialism. So in this way, that Shanghai should be the model. That means that Shanghai should be go forward and in the first line that to lead Shenzhen as a whole. So in this way, Shenzhen's role is very important also, as well as the Shanghai area.
But when you
the
say
Shanghai area should be expanded, that is very important for the Shenzhen overall development.
So let me dig on what you just said earlier, that this could be a test model for opening up. What do you mean by that? Opening up in which ways?
In different ways. I think, as we know, that in all kinds of fields, that for instance, legal system and the high technology development, economic environment planning, all these different positions and different questions should be found the solutions in Shanghai. That means the Shanghai area should provide the solutions and answers to all questions that the whole country have.
So this plan also includes, I know, a major focus on industries like artificial intelligence, healthcare, fintech. Who do you think is going to benefit most from this?
I think we should understand that in the future, the decisive factor to develop a country or develop the modernization is the high tech. That means the fintech or healthcare and all these artificial technologies are very important, are the key factors to develop the economy, especially for China. We have to follow all these best technologies in the world, especially the latest technology. Also to be the leading factor in the world in the globalization. In this way, that can China really play a greater role in the world global economic recovery.
Our report also just said that a new governance model would be adopted here. What does that mean?
That's a very important decision. As we know that all the countries and many companies are confused sometimes by the relations with the governance. So how to play as a company that to replace some functions of the government. This is a very important and a great reform for Shanghai area. So in this way, that can highly promote the efficiency of the governance, especially also highly efficiency of the company's economy. So in this way, if we could combine these companies' initiatives with the government governance capabilities, that could be the best engine and the promoting force for any companies, especially for Shanghai, for Shenzhen. This is the best way to solve all the problems we are confused.
I mean, because certainly a lot of major differences remain between China, the mainland, and Hong Kong. There's different currencies even, different legal systems, different rules. So how do you think that this is going to be carried out in practice?
Actually, as we know, differences makes them more beautiful, makes them more attractive. That's why the world is so colorful, because of the so different points. As in China also, we compare the differences in Shenzhen, in southern part of China. We can learn a lot what the advantage they have, they can provide. Because differences always provide not only challenges, but also they provide advantages, that opportunities. So this is what we can do. We should find a good solution to a balance point to narrow the gap between differences. So this is the best opportunities for the rest of the mainland to follow the model in Shanghai. As 40 years before, the whole country followed the model of Shenzhen. Now I think we follow the model of Shanghai area.
Okay, so one final quick question for you. Obviously, this is a big, ambitious plan encompassing a lot of different projects here. What do you think is the biggest takeaway from this, and how will this impact regular people?
I think that for the regular people to have more opportunities and that they can benefit from the advantages that they can have from provided by the local government, especially by the improvement of the business environment. As we know that by 2035, I think Shanghai should become, or as a whole, Shenzhen should become the modest area in the world in the globalization. So opportunities is more important to attract all investors, especially for those ventures that are in the world. I think in the next 5 or 10 years, the whole global investors will come back and join together to explore their chances and opportunities in Shanghai area. Also, we can expand all these opportunities in Macau, Shenzhen, and Hong Kong.